Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Friday, May 21st. A lot of FUD out there in the market right now, so time to get back to the Bitcoin Daily View. Looking at the FUD out there, there's so much I could go through it. I'm sure you know most of it, so we'll just skip that part for now. But note this, whales scooped up 5.5 billion in Bitcoin as BTC price dropped below 36K. Derivatives data shows whales aggressively bought the dip as Bitcoin's price dropped below 36,000, but that doesn't mean that we've bottomed yet, and that does certainly make sense. So note, when the hands get weak, the whales buy. And if you ask me, the whales are making this happen, this manipulation, and basically it's all about getting more Bitcoin because top three buyers buy like 2,000 a day, and there's combined, and there's only 900 made a day, so they need it from somewhere. You know where they're getting it? Losers. That's where they're getting it from. So, if when Bitcoin began to turn around, you hedged out, great. If you didn't, well, not financial advice, but I would just hang in there because the price will recover, and it's probably too late. Probably not a great time to hedge out now. With that said, it is a red day in the market, of course, with a few alts making some green, but in general, it's a red day in the market. It was looking more positive earlier, but now, well, not so much. We'll look at that in detail. 15 billion in trading volume last 24 hours for Bitcoin, most of that on Binance, followed by Coinbase. So really Binance 8 billion, trading volume Coinbase 2 billion, Bitfinex 1.5, Kraken basically 1.2 billion. Nobody else showed up for a billion. That is quite amazing. Binance is one busy exchange right now. Blockchain and whispers. Let's look at longs versus shorts sentiment there, since that's where most of the volume is. Longs 55%, shorts 44%. So overall, the bias is long. Looking at the SPX, the S&P 500, it's hanging out right along this is a daily chart. It's hanging out right along the 21 EMA on the daily. Red candle today, not too eventful. The thing to note is that it is a negative MACD, but it is beginning to turn positive. Same thing with the Russell 2000. It's riding the 21 EMA. That's great. You know, if it was greatly above or below, that would be a positive sign or negative sign. Do note this white moving average right here for both these. That's 200. So in general, on the daily chart, the SPX up top and the Russell 2000, they're doing fine. They're sideways, but they're not particularly dropping or falling. So the market in general is stable, although with a negative MACD, that's a little bit of a negative vibe right there, but they are above the 200 moving average and they're hanging above the 21 EMA. So in general, the market is okay. Not wonderful, but okay. All right, looking at the DXY, dollar strength index, as you can see, when it's going down, the dollar strength is going down. When it's going up, the dollar strength is going up. We have recently, ever since about the end of March, been in a downwards trend for the dollar strength index, and it continues to cruise down. So we'll see where that turns around. It's right at 90 right now, 90.028. If it's trending down, well, dollar's getting weak. Looking at gold, here's gold. It's above, this is a daily chart. Recently, gold has broken above the 200 moving average and it's above the 21 EMA. That is pretty darn nice. Gold's making some moves in this crazy market right now. Silver, well, it's above the 21 EMA and above the 200 moving average. That's nice. It recently had a bounce off of the 200 moving average. So it's doing all right. Not quite as bold as gold, but gold and silver doing okay. Bitcoin on the daily chart. You can see we've been cruising, we went below the 21 EMA on the daily chart. We have this beautiful little channel going downwards. We have on the daily chart broken the 200 moving average, and the MACD is well negative. So I'm a little bit leery on trading in the market, in the Bitcoin market or the alt market, while Bitcoin is on the negative side, you know, below the 21, below the 200 moving average, so moving average right there. If it continues down, like really, the bodies of these candles start to be below the 200 moving average, we'll just take a look at that. I mean, eventually you got to start trading again, but I am watching this pretty closely. I would like to see the Bitcoin off this daily chart make some kind of a balance off this 200 moving average. That would just be very, very spiffy. If it goes under on the daily chart, on the 200 moving average on the daily chart, and the MACD is negative, of course, that is not a strong Bitcoin. I just don't think that there's anything that really positive can be said about Bitcoin when Daily MACD is negative. You're going to have volatility. It's going to lend towards the downside, and it's even below the trend moving average on the daily. So Bitcoin is pretty damn weak right now. All right, 45-minute chart. Look at this downwards chart here. Why I'm showing this channel here is I want to. Here's the thing, okay? Um, and I did not do this on time, but eventually I did catch up and I did it. Here's when you want to hedge in and out of BTC. Not financial advice, of course, but look, when you begin to look like you're going to cross the 21, I'm sorry, when it looks like you're going to go below the moving average on the daily, good time to hedge out. But really, the truth is, it's back here when you're about to have a negative MACD cross in the daily. That's when you really want to be watching close. That's when things are getting weak. Now, on the 45-minute chart, trend moving average is a big deal. If you go over to Bitcoin Daily View, you can find some of the indicators that I'm looking at here if you scroll down. But basically, this is the, what did I call it here? There's a couple different ones. But basically, if you go down, it is the, sorry to keep you guys waiting. But basically, yeah, it is the Madrid moving averages right here. So here's the thing. There are a bunch of EMAs, and you can look at the indicator and you can get a better feel for it. But when all these EMAs roll negative, that's not so good. They turn red. When they're positive, as you can see, they turn green. So when you're above the 200 moving average and the 314 moving average on the 45-minute chart, and you got green ribbons, you're golden. As you can see, Bitcoin was struggling for a while here. It was getting kind of weak. It was going above and below the 200 moving average, and eventually it got below the 200 moving average. Really, this would have been a great time to get out around the top here. Of course, you might have gotten back in here, then you probably would have seen this dump. You probably would have gotten out. So, I mean, even like worst case, if you use this strategy and you've gotten out, let's say you got out like, here, right? Somewhere in there. If we use the forecast tool, if we look, crud, sorry about that. If we use the forecast tool, find that for you. Forecast. New idea. So, let's say you got it right about in the middle here, and you look at where you'd be right now, where Bitcoin is at. That's, you'd be plus 30% just riding this, and you wouldn't really much care about what's going on. You'd be like, whatever. And what you'd want to do at that point is you'd want to wait for a confirmed uptrend when we got green Madrid ribbons and we were above the 200 moving average. And if you got back in, you'd made some serious gains by basically doing nothing. And you wouldn't be messing around with leverage, getting wrecked all the time, getting liquidated. So this is a very, very powerful strategy. So really, I'm kind of out of the market. I hedged out some. Unfortunately, my hedge out was more around here, and not up here. Doesn't matter. I screwed up and I was not ready for this. Well, I'm getting back to the Bitcoin daily view. I felt like I kind of realized if I'd been doing this on a daily basis, I'd have seen this coming. I'd been a lot more certain of what was going on and could have helped myself and other people not get so wrecked. And no one's really wrecked. We're going to be back where we started in no time at all. But if you'd hedged out, or if you hedged out somewhere not too far from where this started, you're probably feeling pretty good right now. But if you didn't hedge out, you're like, well, it's going to reverse. It'll come back up. But, it just sucks. It's not a place you want to be. So watch the 45-minute chart. Watch for a strong uptrend above the 20 moving average and truly the 314 moving average. Watch for those green Madrid ribbons, and you should be good to go. I definitely would make sure that while you're watching this, you're probably going to get a bounce something like this. Then it's going to come down to the 200, and then probably bounce off again. It's going to kind of like trying to rock over a vending machine. It's going to probably, like if it was to have started, back here, let's just say for fun, it's usually it's going to kind of bounce like this between the 314 and the 200, find its footing, then bounce off the top of the 314, and then eventually just kind of start to just make another run. And that's kind of what we want to see. So wait for that. It's not financial advice, but there's so much FUD, there's so much market nonsense, there's so much manipulation, and realize that nobody cares what Elon Musk has to say. I don't, and nobody did. That was just a smokescreen for a lot of manipulation. That's all it is. So people look there rather than where they should look, like a crypto quant, Glassnode, follow some certain YouTubers who cover this stuff. I mean, that's all just pure manipulation behind a spokesperson for it. Allegedly, just saying, it's my opinion, not fact. Don't anybody coming after me. Don't want to get Elon's hit squad on me. But here's the deal. The 15-minute chart is very, very provocative to look at, because you want to get back in. You want to, play the game. And the 15-minute chart, it's looking good. But do realize that this is where a lot of manipulation is happening. Not only you're watching a 15-minute chart, so the 15-minute chart is a very, very good place to get faked out as far as when to get back in and get back out. It is nice to see. It can be a precursor to a 45-minute chart, breakout. But be careful, 15-minute chart, double-edged sword. It can show you the beginning of something good. It can also show you simply a perfect trap to get wrecked in. So with that said, really, the trading volume, the long versus short sentiment right now. Let's look at that once again on Binance. Slightly more towards the positive side. Extreme volume right now for Bitcoin last 24 hours. Extreme volume, and look at that. How did Bitcoin get below 36K when the whales bought it? Well, the whales dumped it. Okay, that's how it happened. So if you got out, if you hedged out earlier, great. I'm going to get back to the daily view here. So, really, I mean, we should have been aware back here. If anybody, wasn't, I should have been paying more attention. I'd be kind of distracted. But right here would have been a great time to really think about hedging out. And if you had done that, then you wouldn't be suffering this pain. You'd just be sitting back going, I don't care. I'll get back in when it turns up. So with that said, we're hanging out once again. I'll try to get this rolling on my larger computer with a nice monitor so we can see things better. These charts I can't quite make as big on this small monitor, but like I say, digital nomad right now, so that's how it rolls. This is the Bitcoin Daily View, bitcoindailywiew.com. Go check it out. It's where I try to post notes on things that I talk about here in articles, and it's about the show, so go check it out. It helps. It's cool to see people actually visit it. And take care. I'll see you again really damn soon, hopefully tomorrow. Let's try to make this a daily habit. If you want to see this be a daily habit, like, share, comment, and help me get it out there. It's more fun to do, even though, well, you matter, each individual, but it's more fun to do when people actually follow it. So even though I'm just doing it for like 12 friends, hey, I'd love to do it for, let's say, 1,200, 12 friends and like 1,000 people I don't know. So take care. Talk to you again very, very soon. The market, I believe, is a bull market. We're good to go. It's going to bounce. If you hedged out, damn, you're lucky. That's wonderful. I hope you hedged out before I did. And if you didn't, well, not financial advice, but don't sweat it. We will be back where this dump started in no time. Back on a rocket ship to Pluto. And, you'll have to just put up with me. I am optimistic. I'm confident. Bitcoin is a peaceful revolution. I love making money. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But I'm here for the peaceful revolution. And Bitcoin will bounce like an operator and be back on its rocket ship to Pluto in no time. So one way or the other, hedged out, did not hedge out, the peaceful revolution will continue. And F. Janet Yellen, that baby-eating reptilian monster, and her nonsense about, crypto transfers above 10K needing to have a, needing the IRS to be notified. Well, guess what? In the future, if that happens, all of my crypto transfers will be $9,999. F you, monster. Bye-bye.